One of the things that I get asked so much is how to make a decorative bow, because my clients will say, or even my friends and family, they'll just say, I can't make bows. I can't make bows. They never turn out. So today I'm going to show you 3 super easy ways to make a bow. The last one is my favorite. So let's get started and see 3 easy ways to make a bow. What you're going to need is ribbon, of course. And the easiest ribbon to use is ribbon that has wire in the edges, which means that it will keep a shape when you fold or twist the edge. Usually the ribbon spool will say wire ribbon, see wire edged ribbon, or sometimes it'll say wired ribbon. Sometimes it won't say anything, and then you can just pull it from underneath the edge of the cellophane and see if it keeps its shape like that. Also, you need at least 3 yards to make a nice bow. If you have more, that'll be fine. If you have less, that'll be fine. But if you have 3 yards, it's the easiest. Now, 3 yards is the same as 108 inches. And on this spool, you can see right here, it says 3 yards, and it says 108 inches. Now, who wants to sit around measuring yards or inches? I don't. And a lot of times if you go to Costco or Hobby Lobby or somewhere like that, you can get spools of thread that have 90 yards on them. So when I mass produce an event and I need a lot of ribbon, that's the kind of ribbon that I get, those that have lots of yardage. But I also don't sit around measuring 1, 2, 3 yards on a yardstick or inches. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. So an easy way to tell a yard is right here in your hand. You just go 1 from your hand at your nose with your arm fully extended. That's a yard. 2, see, 2, 3. And guess what? I'm right here at the end of my spool. Now there might be 6 inches left, but this spool said 3 yards, 108 inches, and then when I measured it from my nose to the full extension of my hand, guess what? It's just right on. Yours will be too. Even if you have shorter arms than I do, you're going to be pretty close because everybody's just about the same. So let me turn this down and let's get started on our first bow. The first one, the easiest thing you can do, and the sun is just really shining right in here today, isn't it? There, I fixed that for you. Maybe you'll be able to see better. So the first thing that you do to make this bow, this particular bow, is just twist your ribbon around and around and around like this. Now, when you stretch it out, this would be the center, see? So your loops are going to be like this. If you want less loops and longer loops, you're going to need to have it wound more loosely. Now, if you have a bow with 3 loops on each side, that's going to look really nice in your decor. See that? You'll have 3 loops on each side. Now, just pinch it in the middle like this and have a fuzzy wire chenille stem, whatever you call these, wire of some sort, and pull it over like this. Then pinch your wire between your fingers, just pinch it, and twist your bow. Twist, twist, twist your bow. I don't know why, but when you twist the bow, it makes it very secure. When you twist the wire, it's not as secure. I have no idea why. Then you just pull this apart like this, and this is a big loopy bow like you could use on your front door, on your wreath, on a wreath on your front door. And then you just work with it until you have it fluffed up the way you want it. Every ribbon is just a little bit different. Every bow is going to look just a little bit different. And the more you make bows, the more you'll get used to the kind of ribbon that you enjoy working with. Because not all bows look the same. Not all bows look the same. Now, let me show you another way to use this same ribbon. If you want a bow to have tails hanging down from it, you use the same technique with 3 yards, which is what I'm working with here. If you want tails, you will need to have your loops wound smaller or tighter. Okay, so when you pinch it in the middle, make sure that you have this pulled up and this pulled up. That makes your tail, okay? Then you can still pinch it and twist your fuzzy wire around it. But what some people like to do is cut a slit. So figure out about where halfway is. Cut a slit. Just cut through that wire. Make sure you're using craft scissors because it will mess up your scissors. So just make a little cut. Not a big one, just a little one. Don't cut all the way across, but come over to the other side and do it again. So now it's slit, and then you do the same thing. You still pinch it. But what happens with this kind of bow, okay, so we're sort of doing the same thing. We've just cut those slits. Now pinch your wire and twist, twist, twist your bow. So now you have your tails that come out, and you have loops. For people who aren't used to making bows, cutting the slits seems to be helpful to get a more fluffy bow, if you want a fluffy bow. So there's the bow. Now, if you want your tails to be the same length, just pull them down and take your scissors, and you can cut them across at an angle like this, but I like to fold it in half. Now see, they're 2 different lengths here, but when I'm finished, they're going to be the same length. And then cut backwards from the inside out, go down. And then what you end up with is a nice, very high-end, professional looking tail. And then there's your bow with your tail. Isn't that pretty? Now, the next bow that I make is my favorite kind of bow to make. For my clients who want bows in their decor, this is the one they love. And I have a different spool of ribbon. It's still gold. So we're going to need 3 yards. Now, when I make this bow, it depends on how big I want the bow to be. Sometimes I use all 3 yards in my loops, and then I get another yard and put it underneath for the tails. And I'm not going to do it that way today. I think it'll be easier if I just show you this bow, making the tails and the loops all from 3 yards, okay? So hang with me. My clients tell me they can't do this, but it's so easy. It just takes a little practice. If you're struggling, don't give up, okay? Here we go. So pinch. Oh, I can't tell what I'm doing either. Can you see me? Okay. Pinch the tip in your fingers like this. Now, I like to crimp it. Okay. Then I wrap it around my thumb and I pinch it. Right there. Pinch it. But I also crimp it. And I think this may be why people think it's hard, is to hold that crimp pinched between your thumb and your forefinger. But that's how you do it. So you make your first loop and you stick it under there, and when you start to pinch it, then you twist to make this side, okay? Make that loop about the same, stick it under there, crimp it, and twist it. See? Make your loop, put it under there, pinch it. Can you see what I'm pinching? Now I'm twisting. Now I've made another loop. Now watch. I'm just gonna crimp it. So it does take a little practice to keep the tension with your thumb while you're sticking this, scooting it under your index finger, okay? But now you just twist it. And let's see, I'm gonna make 2 more loops. Here we go. See, I'm scooting this under. Now I'm gonna twist it. See, did you see how that twisted? And then here's this loop. So now I'm gonna stop right here. I still crimped it. See, I've got 3 loops on this side, 3 loops on that side. I like to have at least 3 loops on each side. Now I've got this big long piece, not quite a yard, almost a yard, and it's crimped right here. I'm going to leave it in this big long piece, and I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to crimp the end right here. Now you've got all of this pinched between your thumb and your finger. See? Then you just stick your wire through. Let me use a new one. Just stick your wire through. Keep holding on to it. Don't turn loose of it yet. Don't turn loose yet. Keep pinching it. Then pinch your wire. Can you see that? Pinch that. And then twist. Now you can turn loose. That does make your fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, that makes it tired. It really does. Twist, twist, twist your bow. Now it's good and tight, and you can fluff it up like this. My clients love this bow. It just looks so high-end and so classy. So don't give up on me yet. There's a little center right here. You can kind of pull these loops to get them to be similar in size if that's important. Now, what do we do about this? This is the tail, okay? It's just a big loop, but we're just gonna fold it in half just like we did the other one. And we're gonna make a backwards cut. And now we have our beautiful dovetail professional edge. Now look at this bow. Isn't that gorgeous? It would look so pretty hanging on your porch, post at Christmas, on a wreath, on your stair rails. I do a lot of garlands and lights on stair rails for Christmas decor. See? That's how you do it. Now, this one is slightly more difficult than the other two. The other two, you can get the same look, but this has a really professional look with the little loop in the center, the 3 big loops coming out on the side, and the tails with the dovetail cut at the bottom. This is beautiful on the top of a Christmas tree. You can put one on one side and make another one just like it and put it on the other. And then you have a bow that wraps the top of the Christmas tree. Okay, so there you go. Now, don't lose heart. Let's use this bow right here. It does have tails, remember when I made it the second time. But now, let's add it to this tray I made in the other video. Sometimes you may want a bow in these kind of arrangements, and let's see how that works out. So here's the tray. I think I would like the bow right in here. And if you want to, you can wire it in there to make sure it holds nice and securely. Just stick it down in there. Twist the wires around some of those stems so that it holds down in there. Can you see here? There we go. And then you can just pull the tails out. There you go. All finished. Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't forget, with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, you can create your story and change your life. So go create something beautiful, okay? Try to make a bow.